We've told you about the epidemic of elderly people being scammed over the phone. Now it's turned deadly. An 81-year-old man ended up fatally shooting an Uber driver because he wrongly believed she was going to kill him. But she was unarmed, and they both were victims of an elaborate scam. Les Trent has more, and we warn you the video is upsetting.
This terrifying video shows an elderly man pointing a gun at an Uber driver. She had driven to his home to pick up a package. And she is backing away because he has just shot her in the leg. 61-year-old Lolitha Hall cries out for help and frantically tries to explain why she's at his home. The deadly confrontation is caught on the Uber driver's dash cam and ends with the homeowner shooting her 2 more times.
I need the sheriff and the ambulance real quick out here. There's been a shooting. I shot her in the leg first time, then I shot her in the shoulder.
William Brock tells 911 that he shot the Uber driver because he had just been threatened on the phone by a total stranger and thought they were working together.
Guy on the phone was trying to get money out of me. He was telling me he was going to kill me and the family and everybody else around.
You can hear on the 911 call the wounded woman pleading for help.
Help me, please.
So why did the 81-year-old Brock believe the Uber driver was there to harm him? Investigators say it appears they were both victims of a scam.
Cops say the elderly man received a call from a scammer threatening his family and telling him that a relative had been arrested. The scammer ordered Brock to pay $12,000 or else. Cops say at the same time, an Uber driver, unaware of the circumstances, received instructions through the Uber app to pick up a package at Brock's home in South Charleston, Ohio.
Investigators say they tracked the scammer's call to Canada, but believe it came from a burner phone number. Adam Ghana is an attorney who represents elderly victims of fraud.
Elderly people are constantly getting defrauded in America today. You should be expecting to see more and more stories like this as the scams become more sophisticated.
Brock has pleaded not guilty to murder. Uber says they have banned the scammer's account and are cooperating with the investigation.
What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful midweek Wednesday. I'm doing pretty good myself. First of all, I want to say to the family, condolences on your loss here, your tragic loss. These stories right here, you know, they always seem to hit below the belt. You always get subhumans, you know, that wants to basically shoot and ask questions later. And as you can see in the clip that we just watched, they're already giving him an excuse, talking about he was being scammed. Well, you didn't fall for no scam. You didn't fall for the scam, so no harm done, even if this woman was in on it, which she wasn't. From the way it said that she was a victim of the scam or whatever too, she went there. You see, this almost seems like some of those swatting incidents where some lowlife will hide behind a keyboard or, you know, a phone and call law enforcement and lie and say somebody's holding someone's hostage at, you know, their residence, and it don't even be nothing like that. What a shame, you know. But as far as I'm concerned, from what I can ascertain from this particular situation right here, William Brock, 81-year-old William Brock, was 100% wrong and should spend the rest of his days buried under prison, if you understand what I'm saying. Without further ado, let's get into this article. Uber is helping investigators look into an account that sent driver to Ohio home where she was killed. Okay? I mean, no excuse at all, man. No excuse whatsoever. Talking about he was a victim. What was he a victim of? This woman right here didn't even have no weapons or nothing. She was busy trying to explain to him. He did not want to hear it. All he cared about was victimizing at that point. You know? Now, it says that, since he's done this, since this has happened, he's been, charged with murder. And rightfully so. But we'll keep an eye on this story and see what transpires thereafter. Now, to get into the article, it says here Uber is helping investigators look into the account that sent a driver to the Ohio home where an 81-year-old man allegedly shot the woman to death because he erroneously believed she was part of a scam, the ride-hailing company said Wednesday. The March 25th shooting death of Lolita Hall is a horrific tragedy, and that account has since been banned, an Uber spokesperson wrote in an email statement. Our hearts continue to be with Lolita's loved ones as they grieve. William J. Brock was indicted Monday on charges of murder, felonious assault, and kidnapping for Hall's death. Messages seeking comment were left Wednesday for her and for her lawyer, Paul Kavanaugh. Him and his lawyer, Paul Kavanaugh, of Springfield, Ohio. The grand jury also said that a gun seized from Brock's home, a .22 caliber revolver, is subject to forfeiture. Brock has pleaded not guilty. Okay. Police said Brock called 911 before noon to say he had shot someone at his South Charleston home, claiming Hall had tried to rob him. Investigators later said the driver was unaware of the scam call that Brock had received with threats and demands for money, citing an incarcerated relative. Okay? All it took was to ask some questions. You had the gun. You understand what I'm saying? Talk to the woman. Listen to what the woman is saying to you. You understand what I'm saying? By that time, all you had to do is get your old ass on the phone and just call the police and let them figure it out. But what you want to do is kill somebody. That's basically what it all boils down to. And I'm sure the color of her skin didn't help things. And now, here you talking about you plead not guilty? Oh, you guilty on all counts, as far as I'm concerned. You are guilty of all counts. But let's continue. Hall made no threats or assaults towards Mr. Brock and made no demands other than to ask about the package she was sent to retrieve through the Uber app. The Clark County Sheriff's Office wrote in an April 11th release, the police agency said Brock produced a gun and held her at gunpoint, making demands for identities of the subjects he had spoken with on the phone. And see, this woman didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Didn't know what he was talking about. And like I said, the sorry lawyer talking about you're going to see more cases like this in the future. Well, how would you feel if something like that were to happen to one of your relatives and it was a case? I'm sure then you won't be so quick to want to hail this man like he's so innocent. He's not. He is not innocent, period. It just did not take this right here, people. It really didn't. But I digress. Police have said the Hall's Uber trip to pick up a package was ordered by the same person who made scam calls to Brock, or by an accomplice. Uber's statement released Wednesday said the company has provided information to help investigators. Okay, let me calm down a little bit. Brock is accused of taking Hall's cell phone and not letting her leave, then shooting her to death when she tried to get into her vehicle. Okay, the sheriff's office said it is investigating the original scam call to Mr. Brock by the male subject and the package delivery ordered through the app. Brock shot Hall 2 more times, sustaining a minor head injury himself during the confrontation, and then called 911, police said. Hall, who police said was not armed, later died at a hospital. He posted $200 bail, or $200,000 bail, and was released from the Clark County Jail on Wednesday. Okay, he shouldn't get a bail. You know, this guy's trigger happy killer, murderer, you know. All he had to do was listen to what this woman said. There's no excuse for this, people. It's really not. And so they can quit trying to make him the victim. The only victim here was Lolita Hall. That's the only victim that was here. This woman right here, Lolita Hall. Not this trigger happy killer right here, murderer, William Brock. Like I said, hopefully they put him in prison. He's guilty on all accounts. You got him right here on video. There's no excuse. All you had to do was ask some questions. Who are you? What are you doing here? You see, the woman would have told you, well, I'm here to pick up a package. Someone sent me here to pick up a package. What package? I don't know. You know, anything but this right here. The woman wasn't armed or anything. You see, there's no excuse as far as I'm concerned. But you know how they like to play, man. You know, this story right here reminds me of the situation that took place last summer. We had the little young 14-year-old fella that mistakenly went to another low-life sub. You understand what I mean? His address mistakenly thought it was another address, and the low-life just shot through the door and, you know, hurt the fella. You know, all praise to the Father Yahweh. And Yahweh shall name that the young fella, you know, he recovered from it. All I can say is to the people of the book is this: really, don't take these people for granted. You understand? We see every day on some sort of accounts of what they are capable of doing, especially when they got a gun in their hand. Oh wow, you know, they got this sense of invincibility. That's what it is. You know, but you cannot take them for granted. You understand? I mean, you can take them for granted about as much as you can take a rabid dog that appears to be civilized for granted. You understand what I mean? Well trained. You can't. You have to be ready to deal with these lowlifes at the drop of a hat. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, one of these situations right here is just really, really heart-wrenching, and I'm sure more so to the family of Lolita Hall. Okay? That's all I got on this one. People, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on it in the comment section. That is, if your comments aren't shadow banned, because I happen to have been getting some people telling me that YouTube is just erasing their comments willy-nilly, and the comments ain't even offensive, but this is what they're doing. I guess what they're trying to do is just drive, you know, people off their platform or whatever by doing a lot of, you know, unnecessary foul tactics, not understanding that somewhere down the line this is going to catch up with YouTube, simply because basically you like shooting your own self in the foot. Because see, once people get fed up with your BS and say the hell away with YouTube, you don't have a platform. I don't know, maybe you'll get your little incel mods to try to do some content creating, which I'm sure they won't be able to do anything, because all they know is booger eating and hiding behind keyboards and meddling people. That's all they know. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.